time to reflect about your past and about your future. And looking into my past, I go like, oh Lord, thank you for being faithful, etc., etc. But then, I don't know about you, but there's a lot of I wish I had done this or that, or done it this way or that way, when you actually have time to reflect about your past. And really, there's not very much you can do about it because you're here now. And you may have made mistakes and wish you could be turned around, made bad choices, whatever it is, but you can't do anything about it now, about your past. It's done with. And you know that, some of you at least know that I'm coming out with a book called Chin Up, Half Time. And that book really just wants to point to God's glory and about His faithfulness, of how He's taken a boy who had no mother since he was 1 year old when my father and mother divorced, a background with my grandmother bringing me up. My dad was on drugs for 30 years. I want to share that story about how I could have also turned for the worse. So I want to point towards that and go towards, the time when I became a lawyer, and then the Lord called me, and every 5 years there has been great testimonies of the Lord's goodness. We want this book to glorify God. But hey, as I look upon my life and look upon this book that is being written and being published, I rejoice on one hand, but on the other hand, I think to myself, I wish I could have still done it better. And also the other side of things is sometimes you think you've done well, but hold on, sometimes you hear from other people that, let's say you say, I started something at 20. And you go, yeah, 20, haha. And somebody says, yeah, I started at 15. And this is the point. No matter how good you think you are or how great you think you've done, there's always somebody else who's done greater. It's a funny thing. But it's true. So it keeps you humble, Keeps you humble. And the word that God gave me and stuck with me for days until even today is, catch these words, in fact, this is a phrase. You ain't seen nothing yet. And so I want to say to you, whether you're 20, 30, 40, moving on 50, or coming to your 60th birthday, or maybe you're going from 60 to 70, I want you to believe, because I tell you friends, I can speak, but it's for you to receive. Can you receive this truth that even if you're going from 70 to 80 and you've had an amazing story of past 60 years or past 70 years, that you still ain't seen nothing yet? I don't know what God's going to do today and next Sunday, because I believe that this is going to be a 2-part message. I don't know whether I can finish, because there are a few things that the Lord showed me. But I feel it's going to be a turning point message in a lot of your lives, because God is saying to us, whatever dreams I placed in your heart, why not? It was said of Jesus actually, can anything good come out of Nazareth? And sometimes our upbringing or our background can be the very thing that stops us. I'm going to ask a question first before I go further. What stops you then from being the best that you can be in God? Is there anything impossible? Is there anything too difficult? Not just for God, but for those God calls and appoints and places within their heart a dream. Now, friends, are there disappointments? Yes. Are there discouragements? Yes. Are there times where you tried and couldn't? Yes. But should we stop dreaming? Should we stop believing? Friends, it's been done before, and God, through these bricks, speaks into my heart. Say, Kenneth, it's only the dream village, lah. It's only the dream village. I've got bigger dreams for you, Kenneth. Get over this and get over it quickly, because there are more for you to see. There's a reason why God also places us here in Malaysia. There's a reason why we were born here, or at least raised here. I wasn't born here. I was born in Singapore, but I was raised here. And there's a reason why God places us here. Because maybe it's time for Malaysia to rise up, not only with Twin Towers, but will the church of Malaysia ever be known as a church of faith, as a church that believes that all things are possible, is it time now? Will the world look to Malaysia and see, wow, they can also do it there? That means God is also real in Malaysia. Now, some of you are not from Malaysia. You are from maybe the continent of Africa. Maybe you're from China, other places. But I'm telling you this. There's a reason why you are here also at this time. Maybe you're here to listen to what God has to say in this service. And what He has to say is that it is not impossible. All things are possible. See, Jesus meant what He said and said what He meant. He didn't qualify it. He didn't put any conditions to it. He just says, believe. Only believe. It's only the dream village, friends. It's not even 60 feet high, We're not even having asked you all to put bricks, and climb over each other's head. How did they make cement? The building still stands, Hundreds of years later. Somebody believed. Somebody believed. And whether or not he had a real close relationship with God, I don't know. But he believed. She believed. Somebody put in a lot of money. Do you know they said, this cathedral was built with a lot of money. 14,000 pounds. 14,000 pounds 600 years ago was a lot of money, Then you go like, I wish the dream village would be 14,000 pounds, We'd have done it, 3, 4, give me 5 dream villages. But it was a challenge for them as well. So I had time to reflect. And my time of reflection is, don't live in the regret of the past. Neither even celebrate it too much. I am going to come up with this book. It's going to be called Chin Up Half Time, because I believe that God will give him some more years to live. Hallelujah. So I'm taking just a half time. And in this half time rest, we're going to talk about what God has done in these last 40 years. But I'm telling you, friends, hey, listen, it is not time to regret, neither is it time to overly rejoice. It is time not to just dwell in the past, it is time to look ahead. Some of you may have to ask the question, what do you want to see yourself as or do in the next 10 years? Seriously, friends. I got 5 points for you, and I think I could probably only finish 2. Number 1 is get out of the past and into the future. God is challenging me, Kenneth, before you reach 50, would you like to see X churches planted in Europe? I say, why not? Seriously, why not? Question still remains. What's stopping you then? What's stopping you then? The next thing that the Lord spoke to me about was to get our messages out, broadcasted. What stops you, Kenneth? What stops you, X-Church, from believing? Why can't something amazing come out of Malaysia? Why can't something amazing from the church come out of Malaysia? Why can't? We got to believe. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, I want you to believe. I want you to keep believing. Keep dreaming